Hey everyone, this is the final part of osteogenesis imperfecta, and in this part, I will tell you about the treatment options for osteogenesis imperfecta. Do watch the initial four parts of osteogenesis imperfecta for etiology, features, classification, diagnosis, and the associated diseases. So let's begin with treatment. There is no cure of osteogenesis imperfecta as yet, and the treatment depends on severity of disease and age of patient. The treatment is directed towards first, preventing and controlling symptoms, second, maximizing independent mobility, and third, developing optimal bone mass and muscle strength. So let's begin with physical therapy. The goal of physical therapy is to reduce pain and chances of fractures and also to maximize mobility. It is particularly important in children to improve weight bearing ability of the bones. So, physical therapy may be needed to help with daily living activities, but some patients may require wheelchair or other walking aids. Surgical treatment is attempted to correct bone deformities like scoliosis or for basilar invagination. Rodding is one such technique which involves placement of metal rods in the long bones of legs, and this is done to increase the strength and to prevent chances of fracture. Stapedectomy may also be done, and this is done for hearing loss. Pharmacological therapy includes growth hormones, bisphosphonates, teriparatide. Teriparatide is a form of parathyroid hormone, and gene therapy. Bisphosphonates are non-hydrolyzable synthetic analogs of pyrophosphate, and they are usually used to treat osteoporosis. They are also useful in osteogenesis imperfecta patients, especially in children. Now, they do not build new bone, but they suppress bone resorption by interfering with the osteoclast activity. So, they will interfere with osteoclast without producing new osteoblasts. Bisphosphonates have shown to reduce the vertebral compression and some long bone fractures. IV bisphosphonates are primary treatment for children with moderate to severe osteogenesis imperfecta. There are some adverse effects of bisphosphonates which include atypical fractures in children, osteonecrosis of jaw bones, but it is not a major problem in children, and atypical femur fractures. Growth hormone has an anabolic effect on bone formation. So, according to some investigators, combination of growth hormone and bisphosphonates may be beneficial for type 1, type 3 and type 4 osteogenesis imperfecta to increase the linear growth. So, the linear growth of bone may be enhanced with combination of growth hormone and bisphosphonates. Estrogen may also be used to treat infant osteogenesis imperfecta. Teriparatide is an anabolic agent. So, just like growth hormone, triparatide is also an anabolic agent which stimulates bone formation and increases bone mineral density. It will also increase the vertebral strength. It has shown to reduce fractures in postmenopausal females with osteoporosis, though it has been seen to be beneficial in only mild osteogenesis imperfecta, and it is not recommended in children as there is a risk of bone cancer. Cell-based therapies include bone marrow transplant, induced pluripotent cells, gene therapy, and stem cell transplant. Bone marrow transplant from a matched donor increases bone mineral density, and it is aimed at introducing normal osteoblasts through differentiation of mesenchymal stem cells. So, we can use bone marrow transplant to get normal osteoblasts. Similarly, induced pluripotent cells may also be tried as an alternate option. These pluripotent cells can be engineered to produce any desired tissue. So, they may be engineered to form normal osteoblasts. Gene therapy may be tried to prevent the expression of mutant alleles. So, if the mutant alleles are silenced, then the disease may be prevented. Stem cell transplant is a relatively new approach for management of osteogenesis imperfecta, and Lastly, mesenchymal stem cells transplant has the potential to improve the bone structure, its growth, and the ability for the fracture site to heal properly. So remember that these cell-based therapies are relatively newer approach for treatment of osteogenesis imperfecta. And lastly, about the dental treatment. So the dental treatment would be similar to dentinogenesis imperfecta. Implants may be tried successfully, but it would depend on osteointegration. In case there is a malocclusion, then orthodontic surgery and orthodontic treatment may be done. You may also do osteodistraction in place of orthodontic surgery to reduce the risk of atypical fractures. So that's all for now. I hope this video was helpful. Please like, comment and share if you do like this video. Thank you.